Hey guys, what is up? It is me here, and today in this video, I'm just gonna be talking and, yapping a little bit at the camera here because, um, I don't know, I've got some stuff on my mind about games, um, and game companies and greed, um, corporate greed, just all of those fun little tidbits. um, that I'm sure a lot of other people, well, I know even a lot of other people are feeling right now. Because I've seen the sentiment dragged around on YouTube, in the comments, and the 400 other videos that have a similar topic to this. Uh, 401st, I guess. Yeah. Uh, but the the videos and everything that I've been seeing have all been negative, and it really does make sense because, well, the common sentiment is just this is not what it used to be like. It's not as magical, it's not as fun, it's not as entertaining, it's not as all of the synonyms, for a good time, and all the antonyms of a boring, annoying time. And, you know, all of this free to play, live service, garbage that we just get fed every year by these, oligopolies that own 90% of game developers. It just feels so soulless and corporate. And I know that everyone here watching has had a series that they love completely abandoned or destroyed, even worse, um, because of corporate greed and just not having the care and love and attention put in that's deserved. And, a great example is what you're hopefully seeing gameplay of here. I was just recording the gameplay together, but this is very low budget, and I am not very good at my job, so that failed miserably multiple times. Uh, Kept on going off on these weird side tangents, almost like I'm going on right now. Maybe the game doesn't really matter. Maybe I just do it. um, but nonetheless, game developments, game game development, and corporate greed is really, really, really frustrating, and really, I'm just tired of it. Because with Dead Island 2 here, you can just tell the heart and soul that was poured into this game by the development team. You can just tell how much they wanted to make a fantastic product, and how much, love and hope and aspiration that they poured into it. And it's just really unfortunate that you just know the corporate higher ups were the one that told them that, they're going to have to release this game, even though that was the original intention. They're going to have to release it on these old gen consoles. And, of course, that was the intention back in like 2017. But now that they've worked on this thing and let it cook for 5 or 6 years, now the PlayStation 5, the Series X and S, they're the new kids on the block. They're the new generation. They're the next generation, you know? And I really feel like if Deep Silver had the chance, they would never have chosen the corporate option of getting possibly double the sales and 1.5 times the sales from all these people that still don't have the next generation consoles because they couldn't wait just like 2 or 3 months for the next generation console drop that was about to happen that pretty much gave everyone a console. It was just really disheartening, and I'm sorry that those people wouldn't have gotten a chance to play the game if that would have been the case. But no one can lie to me and say that it would not have been a much better and even possibly genre-defining and groundbreaking game in the entire history of, next generation gaming and that whole idea in general. It would have been, in many ways, the first truly next generation zombie survival horror game. And, it could have been something truly genre defining and groundbreaking. And it's just so disappointing to see the fall from grace that it had from, the trailer. And it does look just like the trailer, and it looks great. It looks great. The gore system feels great. But it just all kind of is for naught when you look around at this beautiful world that was built, and half of it, even on the PlayStation 5, and I'm sure you can see it if you pay close attention in the gameplay that I'm showing, things will just like randomly pop in and out every now and again. Graphics will just like exist out of nowhere. Zombies will just materialize onto the screen, and it, with every other part of the game, like the zombies literally pumping themselves out of the sand, you can just tell that this is not what the developers have envisioned. This was not the next generation experience that they were expecting to make, and it's so disheartening. And with so many other games too. I mean, I've been around for the worst of them. I was a Call of Duty fan turned fucking Overwatch fan turned Fortnite fan turned literally think of a flop. Name a flop, I've been there for it pretty much, except Concord. Thank God. But oh my God, Concord fans still reeling for real. Going back to the main topic though, it's so sad every time I go and see all of these projects that had such high hopes and such beautiful aspirations and fantastic ideas, and then they release, and it's just Cyberpunk 2077, Starfield all over again. Just, it's slop, man. Like, and it's not the developer's fault. The developer always gets so much, and they just pour their heart and soul. For many, many of these people, it's their passion projects. It's what they've worked their whole lives on. It's what they have been aspiring to make, and they didn't want to make it the way they had to. But it's entirely because of the financials and the overhead, and I just don't even want to talk about it, man. Every time it tries to leave my mouth, I just want to put a gun in it. Honestly, fucking YouTube, please don't strike me down. In Fortnite, my bad. And metaphorically speaking, of course. But I just don't think it's too much to ask for a game that has a multi-million, usually multi-$100 million budget to just be a full game on release. I'm so tired of free-to-play play live service. You know what live service means? Is that we are going to go live with this and then service it as it goes, even though it's supposed to really be about 2 years out from release. That's what it means. It means we want to start making money on this now. We're losing money now, so we need to start making money on this. Which, if you were any other game developer before, about 2018, 2019, whenever Fortnite really gained traction and this, whole thing really took off, it was just pre-orders. You just pre-order whenever you needed that money. Whenever, guys, our development budget from the last few game sales that we had isn't doing it anymore. We'll release the first trailer then. We'll start getting out pre-orders for the game so we can get more budget. But now it's just like, well, fucking get it out there. Get it out there. We'll just make it live service. We'll just service it as it goes. I'm so fucking tired of it. I'm so tired of it, man. I'm so done. I just want something that doesn't feel like corporate greed slop. And the only place I'm getting that anymore is in indie games. And don't get me wrong, that's great. Everybody says that that's great and that they love it. And don't get me wrong, I do too. I'm not going to be that douchebag who sits around and says, oh no, fuck the little guy. I don't give a shit about the little guy. No. That's great. I'm so glad that indie games are getting the attention and love that they deserve. And most of them are projects that really are 100% passion projects that have been worked on for years, sometimes decades. Like sometimes it's been a good 10 or 12 years that people have spent working on these things. And it's cool to see them in the limelight, but at the same time, I still do love some of these old franchises, and I still do love a lot of the developers behind these franchises. And it's so frustrating and disheartening over and over again to just be like, oh, look at this, guys. We might finally be back. We might finally have a little glimpse of the old days like we used to again. And then every single time, it just always ends up turning back around and biting you in the ass. And it never ends up actually being what is described or advertised almost at all. And Dead Island 2, I don't want to say it kind of did that, because it showed everything that it had in the trailers. But it also showed everything it had in the trailers. And we were expecting more than what it had in the trailers. We expected LA to be LA. And you got a bunch of different parts of it. But you could really tell how every area just kind of felt a little bit, I don't even want to say rushed, but it just felt like there was so much more that was wanted to be done, but because of technical limitations and restrictions, like yada yada yada, I keep on going on about it. It's almost like that's the same problem every single time, is technical problems and restrictions, or the greedy ass organizations getting in the way every time. It's literally the only problems that I ever see anymore, man. It's all that. It's just dumb. I'm so tired of getting my hopes up just to smash them back down. I'm doing it with Black Ops 6. I don't know why. I had Modern Warfare 3. I know what... I didn't buy it, of course. I got it from the PlayStation 5 bundle after getting my console, but still, I technically have it. I owned it, and I played through it since, Season 2. And I'll say it's a solid foundation of a game. You want to know why it's a solid foundation of a game? Because it was a solid foundation of a game back in 2019. And the development team is really passionate about what they're working on. They did great with what they could. The aftermarket parts were incredibly cool, goofy, and experimental, and all the new crazy systems that they added, the game modes. Though let's not talk about zombies that they added were pretty good. Other than let's not talk about it. And for the most part, everything was very enjoyable, even though it was some copy paste slop. And that's because there was a big set of passionate developers behind it. And I really can't blame them, and as shitty and annoying as it is, I really honestly can't blame the game developers either, because like I said, whenever every title costs $100 million fucking dollars, it's really, really debilitating to put out a stinker. But guess what? That's what you've been doing by trying to follow the fucking norms this whole time. Maybe it's just not working anymore, and that's what Konami has realized. That's what I'm really hoping everyone else starts to realize. That's what Capcom has realized. Like, pretty much Japan, just like with most things, I think they caught on a little quicker than America. We're usually a little slow with the, what's it called? Evolutions, I guess. But like what Capcom has been doing with Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster, and Konami with Silent Hill 2, and back to Capcom, Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 4. All of those have been absolutely beautiful remasters of beloved games that needed remasters because they didn't exist on the current console, or existed in bad condition, or in a condition not fit for next generation. And so they really warranted a remaster, and they got one. And there's nothing really wrong with that, no matter how crappy and nostalgia baity it kind of feels at the time. Just because of everything else going on. They're really solid games, especially Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster. It is just very, very true to the original content, except for the graphical, and just other than that, straight up just features that everybody's been asking for, and wouldn't change the gameplay or flow of anything really for casual players. Just like, a feature that you could finally skip some time. So you have time skip in game. So for like speedrunners and shit, that's great. Costumes. Everybody was asking for a locker like in Dead Rising 2 because that was a fantastic idea. So they just added the locker and made DLC outfits. All that shit is fantastic, and it's exactly what I want, and I really, really hope it continues. And that's really just all I can say about it. Is I really, really, really hope to see more people start to realize, oh hey, it's not just that silent majority in quotations, or loud minority, that loud minority in quotations, that, happen to talk really loud about how much they want their remaster of this game, or this blah blah blah, or games would just be good if they weren't so soulless, corporate money hungry, blah blah blah. What I've been saying for the past about 19 minutes and 55 seconds now is sorry, I'm not used to doing all the meta commentary, fourth wall breaking stuff. You can't tell by the sub count. Speaking of which, +1 that would be fantastic. But anyways, basically, what I'm trying to say at the end of the day, without trying to go on any more side tangents, and hopefully get this video out at some point today, because it is currently 1:24 in the morning, and I've had to, like I said, record this like 3 or 4 times now. Yeah. I am very tired of getting equivalently scammed, more positively or less rudely, I guess, just getting misled and, kind of used as a consumer for the most part. I'm just tired of it, and I'm sure everyone else is too, just being led around and lied to and being spread, little white lies that all just correlate into a giant line of cocaine that you get face slammed into and forced to snort. Once again, all theoretical. YouTube, please. All theoretical. And in GTA. But yeah. If you like this video, like what I had to say, like the commentary, video, gameplay in the background, or maybe just this smooth, sultry voice, give it a like. And maybe follow some more. And hopefully I can do some more entertaining for you later down the road. Thank you so much for watching this video and supporting me and my dream of maybe doing this full-time one day. I'll stop yapping now and get out your hair. Bye-bye.